Hello, Steve Arts 89. Well, my Rare Blast finally arrived. The label was created like a week ago. And just sat there, and I was just waiting for it and waiting for it, waiting for it, and then suddenly there was some movement, and then the next day it was here. So, yes, I'm kind of surprised by his appearance in some ways. I honestly didn't even look at the pictures. I just ordered it. The one thing I don't like, I'll just start with, is the blue of his chest. The blue on the original is really nice and bright. It's hard to tell actually in this video, but in person this is a lot brighter and bluer. Sort of more of a bluey, greeny, tealy, bluey, bright sort of colour. Whereas this is more of a royal blue, but kind of dull. So that's I guess the one disappointing thing. But there's a lot of little differences and improvements which I like. The guns on his thighs are nowhere near as big as the ones on the original, and the hole, which was really huge, is a lot less. It's not as deep, and there's a lot of little sculpted like technology in there, so it looks much nicer. And same with the chest. The guns are not as, they don't sit up as much, so they don't go back in as far, and instead of just a big hollow chest, there's a lot of sculpting in there and tech in there and mechanics in there, so it looks better. And the other difference is in the face. If you look at this guy, he has a really pink, sort of peachy sort of colour, which isn't really showing in this video, I don't think. And he's got these little blue eyes, whereas this guy, he's a bit lighter, and he's got black eye on top of the blue, and then not the eyebrow, the eyelashes. And it looks a lot better in person. Looks a lot more, you can really see the features. Whereas the other one, you just sort of lose them. He kind of looks like he's sunburnt. He's got these blue eyes that just sort of disappear. So there's that. And the other little thing they added, which is interesting, which I didn't even notice, is on the back of the original, you had these little sculpted little cords, whereas on the new one you actually get little physical cords that go from his back into his hands, into the guns. And it's weird, his hands are really tiny. It's like he's got Donald Trump hands compared to like the other one's man hands. So that's something which, it doesn't really matter, but I just find it really odd because these hands are really big. Like, look how big they are compared to like those ones. Like, what? But yeah, so there's a few little changes, like a bit of extra detail. The cords here, which are pretty cool. The metallic plastic is lighter, as you can see, I guess, from that comparison between the grey. It doesn't feel as heavy, but it also looks kind of more silvery. Kind of feels a bit more metallic, but it doesn't feel solid somehow. I'm not sure which is better, but it's a little bit different. I think the detail on his chest is exactly the same. He's got a little blue dot in the center of his little sheriff's badge. But yeah, pretty good. Now the packaging, we have art on the front, along with the bit of extra text. Heroic transforming gunslinger, because some of the with the regular Origins figures, some of the packaging is international and doesn't have some details like that. In the back we have Rare Blast. He seems to be out the front of the Horde Fright Zone, fighting with Grislaw and two tiny little Modulocks. Because if you've got the Modulock, it's Masterverse size, really. I think they made it for Masterverse and then just put it into Origins. I think that's what happened with that, because it's just not the right size. But and I should have the book out, but unfortunately, because it was only packed a week or so ago, it doesn't seem like it was packed that long ago. I didn't want to touch it because I don't know if the person who was packing it was like sneezing bird flu and COVID all over it. So it'll be sitting in an envelope for, I don't know, a month or so before I touch it. Isn't, you know, germ phobia fun? But yeah. So yeah, I like him, but and there's one other little issue I noticed as well. not an issue, but just the plastic on his legs is lighter than here. Like it's the same color on there, and it's quite bright. Was that kind of looks a little duller. So even though he's got more detail and a couple of little extra elements, he kind of feels not quite as bright. Normally the Origins figures are really bright, and when you put the old ones next to them, they feel kind of dull. But this is kind of the opposite. I feel like he feels duller, but he's got more detail and more features. But yeah. So oh wait, I'm glad I've got him. I've almost got them all now. We're really just waiting for the other Rockman, Stone Dar. I think it's Stone Dar. We've got one of them. I think we've got Rock On and we're waiting for Stone Dar or around the other way. So yeah, I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think. There's a few more villains to come, but I don't care about them as much. I really just want to get the Heroic Warriors. And pretty much except for Stone Dar, I've got them all now.